Hi, this is Alex from phpacademy.org with a video tutorial for the new Boston. In this video we're going to look at the unload event, applying it to the document itself. So for example, if we were to have a link on the page and a user were to click it, or for example they were to either navigate away from the page using their back or forward buttons, as well as closing their window, we could perform a specific action or a specific set of actions based on this event. So as an example, let's go ahead and create a link, and I'm going to create this link to Google, so the address in here as well. Now once we've done this, we can go ahead and start to write out our code in ext.js, which I've included on my page, as well as jQuery. So let's go over to ext.js. Now in previous tutorials we've already looked at things like window.load, and we've also looked at things like document.ready. However, what we're going to be looking at here is window.unload. So this means that when the like I said, when the user navigates away from the browser, the functions or the function within this will be performed. So let's go ahead and outline the function here and pull this down. So we've got this function in here, and we can go ahead and perform an action when the window's unloaded. So over here we have our Google link here. Oh, this was from a previous example. I'll just go and get rid of that. Okay, so we have Google here. When I click it, we navigate to google.co.uk. However, we want to perform something or display something when the user leaves. So for example, we could alert out you're leaving this page. Now in reality you wouldn't really alert every time a user leaves the page. It's probably not a good idea, but we use an alert as just as an example, so we can see when the unload event is called. Now this doesn't work with particular we can't. Okay, I'll start from the beginning. Essentially, if we wanted to say allow the user to cancel the navigation away, we're unable to do this using unload, and we'll take a look at that in a minute and see how that handles it. So let's go ahead and refresh. Okay, so when I click Google, you can see now we have this alert box appear, say you're leaving the page. Now when I press OK, it forwards the user to the location that was initially requested. So for example, if I now click forward in my browser, which would take me back to Google, it will still say you're leaving this page. Again, if we close the window as well, let's just go ahead and open another window. Okay, so we've got Google just open here. When I for example go ahead and close this this tab just up here, you see we get the same message, and we can press OK and that tab will be closed. So we can now see that the unload event will perform a specific action based on when the user unloads the page. And as I said, if we were to go ahead and, for example, allow the user to either press OK or cancel in a confirm dialog, a JavaScript confirm dialog, this wouldn't actually work. So let's go ahead and create a confirm dialog and see what we get. I'm going to create a variable called C, which is equal to the confirm dialog function. And inside here I'm just going to write, for example, are you sure you want to leave? Then what we could do is perform an if statement as we usually would. Now in this case what we would think would be possible was to say if the confirmation is OK, so i.e. the user presses OK, we can for example return true or something like that. Otherwise we could go ahead and return false. Now in any other circumstance this would return false to this function, and therefore the action wouldn't be carried out. If the user does press OK, we would return true, therefore they would be able to leave the page. However, let's go and take a look and see what happens. You'll see that we automatically get this dialog. Oh no, that's from the other part. So let's go ahead and click on Google, and we get this dialog box saying, are you sure you want to leave? Now let's go ahead and press OK first of all, and you can see that we leave the page. When we come back to this, however, and click it again, but this time if we go ahead and press cancel, you can see that the user is all, still forwarded to the page that was requested. And we can't actually stop this event from happening. It just happens, and then we carry out this particular operation or this particular set of this code, this particular function, whatever you want to do. So there's no way that we can actually stop it. So why do we use unload in that case? Like, why would we ever need to use it? If we don't want to show, for example, an alert dialog saying like you're leaving the page or something, why would we ever use it? Well, let's just say as a scenario, you had some kind of script that would allow users to log into, say, a chat window and show on the page that they're available to chat. In this case, you would obviously, the user would come in and they would be able to, say, chat to other people on the website. However, if you were to then use this unload function, it would be extremely useful to then remove them from the list of people that are available to chat. So you would maybe have an assignment of user IDs that corresponded to values in the database, and you could remove them from the site. As well as performing up, using the unload, you can perform operations that you require just before the user leaves the page. So cleaning up anything, any particular part of your site, or temporary files, anything like that. So use the unload function in this case, but you wouldn't be able to use it to say, are you sure you want to navigate away from the page? It's not possible to do that using this unload event function. So taking them notes of why we might use unload, you can see that we wouldn't really be able to use it in the case of a link and confirming whether they want to leave, but we can use it for a variety of other things that otherwise we would have to use pure JavaScript or raw JavaScript to do.